Let's welcome our next performance from VSANE, the Vietnamese Student Association at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Alright. They're performing a Vietnamese folktale story of King Hùng Vương and the competition between his three sons for the throne, and explain the upbringing of bánh and bánh chưng.
Bánh and bánh are very prevalent dishes consumed around Tet or Lunar New Year, and this folktale will explain the upbringing of them through, and I quote, mediocre acting, a story with narration, and a dance.
Let's give it up for VSANE!
Of course. Let me think. Oh yeah, let me tell you the story of bánh chưng and bánh. Long ago, in Vietnam, there lived an ancient king named King Hùng Vương. He was growing old and had to pass his kingdom on to his successor. He had 3 healthy sons and did not know which one would be the best fit. So he thought of a solution. King Vung's plan was to have each son search ingredients, create a dish of food, and serve it to him on the last day of the lunar month. Based on the dish, he will then declare who will rule over Vietnam. The 3 brothers stared in disbelief. The oldest brother wanted a test of strength. The second brother wanted a test of knowledge. The youngest brother looked deep in thought and said nothing. They all left and immediately started their mission. The first brother took a boat out into the South China Sea to fish for the finest tasting fish. The second brother went into the Khmer Mountains to find the most tender boar meat. The youngest, Prince Tiet Liu, stayed at home and sat on his front step, pondering his father's request. By the end of the lunar month, each of the brothers came before the whole of the Vietnamese royal court and their wise father, King Vương. The first brother came to the father and presented a fine porcelain dish, a flying fish dressed in a sweet chili sauce, accompanied by expensive lotus seeds. The second brother came forward and opened a large copper cauldron and presented a dish of boar dressed with wild mushrooms and a rare wild fern sauce. Then, Prince Tiet Liu came forward and opened his basket and displayed a large flat rice cake. The court and his brothers asked if no one would dare offer a simple dish to the royal King Vương. King Vương asked Prince Tiet Liu why he chose to present him with such a simple rice cake. Prince Tiet Liu said that rice is abundant, valuable, and precious, and symbolizes the beauty of Vietnam. The dish is molded into a round rice cake and called bánh, as it symbolizes the sky we live under. He also cooked a square rice cake, stuffed it with cooked bean paste and ground meat in the middle, and called it bánh chưng. This symbolizes the earth we live on. As Prince Tiet Liu spoke, his 2 elder brothers tried to mask the grandness of their dishes, as they now understood the wisdom of their younger brother in using ingredients that all the people of Vietnam could have access to. Immediately, everyone in the court fell to their knees and bowed down to King Hùng Vương and Prince Tiet Liu, as they had found their new successor. To celebrate the win of Prince Tiet Liu, he gathered many dancers to perform for him in the Vietnamese royal court.
Trên ai từng tăng một mình trên phố và những khung gian xung quanh không bao lời. Tiếng tiếng hát ai như lời ta hòa vào cánh gió, để từ nhịp đôi chân kia dẫn lối đến khắp nơi. Và cả từ đêm sáng, tất cả ai mang ta vào rồi trong mộng mơ. Những gió đều nhẹ nhàng kia lại đến với con người dịu dàng, từng ta phiêu du theo những nghĩ tới.
Còn niềm vui sống nơi trái tim để những năm tháng chúng ta không lạc lối. Chúng ta luôn cần có nhau
để gọi lên chúng ta những ước ao, lại cùng bao em một câu hát cho lòng ta vươn đến những phương trời xa.
King Hùng Vương ordered that this recipe be passed out to all people in his kingdom. As the result, the Vietnamese custom is that every year during the New Year celebration, the Vietnamese people cook bánh chưng and bánh and use them as special offerings to their ancestors, as well as special gifts to relatives and friends during the Tết celebrations.
Wow! Now we know how the bánh chưng and bánh came to be.
We love learning more about the traditional folktales of Vietnam, and I hope you do too!